Over 500 kilometers away, the families of Newzroom and Bongani Ntanzi watched on their television screens as the man they'd pinned their hopes on crashed their dreams by announcing that he would no longer be representing their children in the Senzo Meyiwa trial. It was a blow, as these families say they had not had contact with Adv Malesela Teffo, who had been representing the pair and 4 others.
Kulungile. uNkulunkulu usabele wasiphokubi nathi abanye abantu ebaphokuhla akekho umuntu ozalela ukuthi angazuzi ngengane yakhe nathi sibheke okuthile ngomzakhulelwa njengoba ngangithi umzakhulelwa ngangilandela ukuzaleka kwami mina uqobo ngagcina ngithi ke namhlanje ngizele umzakhulelwa uye yedwa indodana yami ekhona la ekhaya engethembele kuyo ineyingane la igcekeni iganiwe ithemba lami benginalo kuTeffo ukuthi ngelinye ilanga ingane yami izophuma kuleya ndawo ekuyona ngendlela ebengimbona ekhuluma ngayo nangendlela ebengazi ngayo nami ngoba bengazi ukuthi umzakhulelwa wasiya umbulali kaMeyiwa.
Not far from the Sibiya home is the Ntanzi homestead, the family of the youngest of all the accused. 30-year-old Bongani Ntanzi is also referred to as accused number 2. They tell us he has been the breadwinner of their family, providing for 10 people, including his 9-year-old child. Because Bongani was the sole breadwinner, his absence also meant there was no money to even travel to Gauteng, where he is currently incarcerated. They say he got himself a lawyer, as none of them could afford those legal services. All they could do is watch the trial on television, especially on behalf of their mother, who can't bring herself to watch the proceedings. Every time he enters the dock, she leaves the house to get an update later. It was a shock to them when Adv Malesela Teffo dropped the news of his withdrawal.
Zofhlabekothatha iminyaka esathatha naye izinto ngendlela yakhe afuna athathe ngayo ukuze egcine bamele kanti bese sithi mhlawumbe sithembile nje emephethelweni for ukuthi ngwanakho usebatholakele ngendlela engibuka ngayo lo mmeli ubesebenzile ngoba kuzovele konke lokhu nje nokuthi abasolwa yilaba abenzi baledwe yilaba kusithemba yena ngendlela besimbone ekhuluma ngakhona ngendlela aphenye ngayo kuze igcine sekuvela ngale ndlela siyambonga nayo ummeli lapha khona ngoba konke lokhu nje athi lokhu sikhuthenisa ngene.
In an unexpected but not surprising turn, Teffo wrote to the state informing it that he had resolved issues with what he terms relevant stakeholders and will therefore continue representing accused number 1 to 4. But there's a catch. He has listed a number of demands that he wants adhered to before he and his clients can show up in court on Tuesday. Those include a separation of trial between his clients and accused number 5. He also wants a new judge appointed in the matter and the prosecutor, Advocate Malesela, removed from the case. Teffo says he also wants Police Minister Begicele to be removed from his position and be investigated. In the same statement, he reveals a fresh, new reason why he withdrew from the matter. Without substantiating, Teffo accused Judge Maumela of witchcraft, citing it as the main reason why he decided to leave the case. Although at the time of this interview these families did not reveal this information, they agreed that he was subjected to unfair treatment in court. Newzroom and Bongani are said to have made confessions, but according to Advocate Malesela Teffo, these were obtained under duress. He claimed his clients were severely assaulted through the use of what he called apartheid tactics to get them to confess. He called on the court to hear a special plea for a trial within a trial. His plea fell flat after Judge Maumela ruled that he failed to follow proper court procedure. Teffo had also not filed papers as required for a court application, but addressed the court from the bar instead. To top it all, the state had not submitted these alleged confessions to the court or indicated that they would depend on them. The families believe that their children are innocent.
Umfana lo waboshwa konje kwakumhla kabani mama? Mhla ka 30 June. Mhla ka 30 June. Mhla ka 30 May yes. Waboshwa mhla ka 30 May inyanga yonke singamazi ukuthi ukuphi. Kwazothi ngo June angisazi ukuthi kwakumhla kabani bafika naye la ekhaya. Ma befika naye la uyangitshela ke ngoba bathi angiye kuye ngiyokhuluma naye. Uthi baba ngiboshiwe ngendlela ebengishaywa ngayo bengibulawa futhi bengitshela bethi bazongibulala njengomnyu khona bambulala eFosrolas amaphoyisa amdubula bathiwa yiba bambulala nami ke bazongibulala bemvalele ehlathini laba bemvalele khona ngendlela ngagcina ngivuma bethi angivumi ukuthi ngabulala Meyiwa kodwa okokuqala babethi akacindezele laba bazomnikeza 100,000 wathi ngalile baba ngoba ngiyazi into engingayivumela engathi ngizothi laba ngibacindezela ngani ngazini ngangikuphi wathi ke bathi bazongifaka icaleni sebengifakile ke ngigcine ngivuma istatement abangibhalise sona ngizivumile angivumi ngoba ngikwenzile ngivume ngoba ngivikela impilo.
Ntanzi's family also claimed that the same happened to their son.
Wathathenjiswa 3 million babemshaya before uthe vumele icala umbhaxa nje ufaka nasefrijini sazi efrijini bafaka ngoba bemfaka belivulile noma babecimile ngazi-ke la kuthi khona awuthole lo ukuthi wafaka efrijini
afake efrijini yakho phejeke
noma ngisanoba esejele noma kodwa khona babembombile bona noma bengamfakile esitokisini kodwa babembambile apho babembambe khona.
Sibiya's father says he raised the issue at a magistrate's court where he had been appearing for a different matter and was subsequently moved to a different prison. While the state had not submitted these confessions as evidence or indicated that it would rely on them, it has remained tight-lipped on its strategy to nab the accused. The confessions form part of Teffo's representations to the NDPP in a bid to have the matter withdrawn. For some members of the Meyiwa family, these developments were expected. They believe the 5 men standing trial are innocent. They say a plan is on the cards for this docket if the National Prosecuting Authority decides not to prosecute.
Getting private prosecution.
Oh, so that's your next step,
yeah.
Private prosecution.
Meyiwa
says his brother's case has been at most marred by corruption.
The leading investigator was case 375, 635, 636 yantshontsha statement esasodala ukuthi kuboshwe umuntu wayelapha endlini yasitshontsha leso statement ingakho kwavulwa lo case 375 labantu babawu5 baboshela ukuthi kuzanywe ukuthi babefuna yona ukuthi le case ivalwe kuthiwa ifaka sihlamba bukho noma vele sebethenge nama witnesses iboshela abafana abo5 ivale ingabe savela leli bashaya phansi ke manje nali selivelile.
On the 26th of October in 2020, Police Minister Begicele visited the Meyiwa family to update them following the announcement that 5 suspects had been arrested.
Mfethu wadidisa umanje. Wadidisa uma wamtshela ngokheli ukuthi ukheli yena. Wabtshela nje ukheli ukuthi yena uzoboshwa nalabantu abawu5 ibona okuyibona suspects. Umuntu okhuluma ngalabo abantu abawu5 vele ngibona nje ukhuluma into engekho. Wayizodlala nje ngoledi ezokhuluma into engekho ngoba into engixakayo sasikhuluma naye uyazi ngoba yabo lama investigators at 375 bekade reporter kuyena uminister ucele obuthelezi benomakhuba be reporter kuminister ucele bese ukuthi laba abanye be reporter ku khehla sithole. In fact laba kwakufanele nabo laba ngaba reporter ku khehla sithole ngezathu zokuthi khona umgebengu obenzakalayo kwacaca ukuthi no aba reporter kuminister ngoba lapha into ekhulunywa lapha akuyona le fanele iveze iqiniso cover up yodwa ehlanganiswe lapha base bareporta kuMnisi. uMnisi besike sikhulume ngisho naye efonini esho ukuthi no uyazi naye ukuthi lento enziwa yilabo abangala ayikho nabo abantu abakhuluma into eyona.
So nimbuzile manibona uKheli angavele ecourt ukuthi uKheli kwenzakaleni?
No, akaze simbuza ngavele ngabona ngayibonela nje the day ekhuluma indaba yokuthi in fact ngabona before akhulume leyo nto khona izinto engase ngiyibona. Angifuni ukusho ukuthi yini kodwa khona izinto ayikhuluma ngabothi I know sekhona into influence wrong. Bese ngibona vele ukuthi use cishe mhlawumbe khona into abamsabise ngayo noma khona amacala bawaziwe laba bantu abangala laba bakhe 63 ngoba bagudike lapho ekubophisena abantu nokuthi nje mhlawumbe khona amacala bawaziwe bamsabisa ukuthi bazowaveza.
The South African Police Service says it cannot comment on matters that are still in court.
As you are well aware, the case is currently in court and sub judice. Any issues pertaining to the case must be directed to the NPA and the court itself. Evidence will be dealt with in that forum, and as such, the SAPS cannot comment on cases that are in court.
The side of the Meyiwa family that believes that these are the suspects says it has no intentions to comment on the information by Sfiso. It says the onus is on the state to prove that the confessions and or admissions made by the accused were made freely and voluntarily without undue influence.
There's been calls for this case not to be delayed any longer. And while this matter has been postponed to August for legal representation, these families are yet to decide on what to do next. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Mnisi in Nongoma, KwaZulu-Natal.